I'm wearing black today. I don't know what you're mourning, but I'm mourning the I got hit by the PSG train that's going around Europe right now. So if you see that PSG train, run no,
Nelson here.
run no, run no,
Proud finalist.
run no. I'm telling you, run,
Proud finalist. How you doing, bro?
man,
I'm wearing black out of solidarity. I
man.
knew you would be heavy hearted. We watched a massacre today, but nothing against. Well, there's a few things against Real, but I will leave
A
that.
few things,
I'll leave that to my consigliere
a few things.
totally to get into on this episode. But PSG, what a team! What a performance! And wow.
First of all, welcome to another episode of More Like You podcast.
So,
I'm totally Real Madrid fan,
Nelson, as I mentioned,
the finalist, Chelsea fan.
proud Chelsea fan today and all days, of course.
Yeah. Firstly, we want to, I guess, just recognize and acknowledge players that we lost last week.
Mhm.
Um, Peter Rufai, who's the Nigerian goalkeeping legend, and of course Andre Santos and Diego Jota. Diego Jota has just affected the whole football world,
Yeah, man.
and it's crazy that we just spoke. Like you literally brought him up,
I
and we
did.
clipped it, and I put it on socials,
I did.
and yeah, it's unfortunate.
Surreal. I don't think we've ever had a player like that. I mean, that was in their prime.
Yeah.
I never compared tragedies or anything like that, but I've never, I haven't been like shocked like that since Kobe.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just devastating to think, and just so much, so much tragedy there. And rest in peace, and thoughts and prayers to all his family and whatnot. I remember we finished recording on Thursday night,
Yeah.
and by Friday we had lost him. So.
Yeah, and it's funny you said Kobe because both times I got the news from you.
Yeah, that's true.
Kobe. I was at a Sunday league game and it was halftime. I usually never check my phone, and for some reason I checked my phone for something. And I remember you texting me like, "Kobe passed."
Yeah,
My mind was like, "Which Kobe?" Like
yeah.
I
The beef, like what's going
like
on? Yeah.
who? Which Kobe? Like who's Kobe? I didn't even think of that. So when I woke up that morning and I saw your message, Diego Jota passed, I was just like, what?
I thought I was dreaming. My friend had posted about it, and that just was like, it's not. It was surreal. First thing I did was text you after that. So, yeah. Anyway, thoughts and prayers, and
Yeah,
we'll never forget. 20 will be retired,
for sure.
of course.
Diego Jota, and again, we're both EAFC guys, and he was
He
at
was
one
a, he
point
was a
the
baller.
best player in the world.
He's
in
the
EAFC.
ambassador. I can't think of a player who loved to play the game and was as public about his love of um, FIFA as much as he was, or EFC, and
Yeah,
yeah. So it's just like it really, as an ultimate team player,
yeah.
it really,
It hit home on
yeah,
all fronts for
yeah.
us. He's still, if you go and play Champions in Ultimate Team,
Mm-hmm.
his face is still there
On in the game,
in the
yeah,
game.
because
His face is still there. Like his
yeah,
face is on the side. You know when you can play rivals
yep,
and you flip to
yeah,
champions, his face is still there.
yeah, man.
Yeah, but RIP to all of them, Diogo, Andre, and Peter. You never be forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot also happened last week, football wise. Um, I think Nelson and I were just speaking of how we wanted to unpack a lot of the quarterfinals. Then those semifinal games happened, and we
Yeah,
switched the focus immediately.
yeah. Um, yeah, with this Club World Cup, I mean, every 4 or 5 days you got a game, and we record every 7 days. And I think the last 2 weeks we've got two games packed into our episodes. So we'll try and cover both. But there's a lot to talk about. So
Yeah, I mean, um, I'll get the ancillary stuff out the way. For quarterfinals, Fluminense beat Al Hilal. That was a fun game. It was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Bayern PSG was a crazy game.
Yeah,
Um, and I thought Bayern actually played PSG pretty well. PSG was just the know-how was there,
yeah.
and that separated them.
I feel like PSG or Bayern frustrated PSG in a way that we hadn't really seen
Hmm.
up until that point.
Yeah,
Um, I'd be remiss without pointing out it happened late in the game,
yeah,
but Jamal Musiala with that very devastating injury. Our heart goes out to him
yes, for sure.
because he's a baller, heart and soul in their team. But to the tactical approach of Bayern, I've been listening to a little bit of punditry in the lead up of this final, and a lot of pundits have said, Chelsea should definitely
Look into.
take a note as to how Vincent Company and Bayern approached that game, just because PSG did look a little bit out of sorts. There were two red cards. They still wound up getting the
Yeah,
result, but I think tactically, how they approach the game, there's definitely something to it.
100%. I was looking at obviously I watched the game and I watched the second. Like it was just unfortunate for Bayern because
Mhm.
the first goal that Due scored, Neuer was kind of like unsighted, so he didn't see the ball. And the second chance, Hakimi's wizardry was
Mhm.
against what I think three attackers. It was like
Yeah,
uh, Thomas Müller, Olise, or Coman or something. And like because if it was three, like two midfielders and a defender, he may not be coming out of that
yeah.
trio. Yeah, but
It's one of those. Both of those goals are types of goals that, 8 out of 10 times, you would back Neuer to
yeah,
do better. You'd back one of those three guys to deflect,
yeah.
or at least get
Dispossess, yeah.
yeah, do something. So when this game we play it's literally you think those little inches are by accident. Due creates space with his run, and you know finishing that razor thin is not something you just. It's not by accident.
Yeah,
So
it's not
you know,
definitely not. So shout out to PSG. Then of course, uh, Madrid beat Dortmund, and like uh, Xabi Alonso again tweaked certain things there, which many more as a DM, and like Jude as a traditional ten instead of a right ten, and like he did some tweaks, and obviously they took their eyes off the ball and conceded two silly goals later on in the
hmm
game. Uh, but to wrap up the quarterfinal games, Chelsea Palmeiras, it was that's I know I told you last week that was a game that I was looking forward to because I thought the styles would make for a good game, and it was a
yeah,
good game.
it was a great game, and I know we have a lot to get into, but some of the things that piqued my eye in that game, that was the first time. Or Andre Santos played the game prior. But that game in particular against Palmeiras was very important because we were going to be missing Moises Caicedo due to
Yes,
the yellow card suspension. And I was very, very happy with what I saw with Andre
Andre
Santos.
Santos.
He was just as strong on the ball as, well, I won't say just as strong because Moises is a freak, but he played the role very, very well. He won all his duels, I believe. When I looked at his, just his stats, his personal stats from the game. Uh, it gives me hope, and it makes me feel great knowing that we have somebody like that
Hmm.
just waiting in the wings. Because it's very difficult to find a profile of player like Moises that can come in and um, we'll get to it, but a little bit later on. But my main concern about Moises and Mark Cucurella and Reese James
Yeah,
is just uh, a match accumulation
yeah.
and injuries. We don't have depth in
Those areas,
those
yeah,
areas
yeah.
really. We thought we had Gusto's not a replacement for what Reese James is able to do in the Maresca system. Cucurella is a one of one. Behind him, we have Renato Viega, who's on his way out in Chile, who has never been the same after his injury. So, um,
Chili is Chilwell, by the way.
yeah,
FY.
excuse me, Joel. But yeah, that was really a bright spot. Andre Santos, Cole Palmer scored a vintage Cole Palmer
Very,
goal.
very clean goal.
Great pass by Chaloba right onto like right in stride on his
Mhm.
favorite foot. At that point, it was just like motion. Like it was just kinetic. And it's what he
Yeah,
does.
like
He just passed it into the net.
even like the finish, the touch, the turn, like he looked like I'm like
It was just one
he was
movement.
gliding,
Yeah,
and it was
one
like,
movement.
yo, can somebody get the ball
Mm,
off
mm,
him? And
mm,
it was
mm.
just it was I was happy for him to score because Kopama has been playing well,
Mhm.
but people have focused on GA.
Yeah.
But he's been actually doing a job for the team, and he's been playing well. So I was happy he got the goal.
Yeah. He's being asked to do something different than what he was doing last season. It's not hero ball anymore. We have a system. We rely on him to do so much, but at the same time, we're not just spamming the ball to him. So, you know, it's a little bit different. As I mentioned, Esteval, man,
That kid.
I mean, I've been excited for a year. I've been watching clips. I think the three from Palmeiras, it was Endrick, um,
Yeah.
Esteval, and oh my goodness, there's one more lad.
Rocky,
Ah,
um,
oh, that's gonna
the one that
bother me.
went to Barca,
Yes, I believe. Yeah,
Rocky something.
yeah,
Is a striker, right?
I believe so. Yes,
Uh,
there's three lads.
Victor Roque, I think.
Yes, thank you.
Victor Roque.
Okay, shit. Okay. So those three guys, just kind of seeing the trajectory of all those, and I know word on on the street coming out of that was like, yo, Esteban was actually low key a baller.
The one, yeah,
And the last year we signed him last year. He's been on loan. Just being able to watch him grow and sort of ball out with the comfort of knowing where he's going has been a treat. And then to
yeah.
see him play against my club,
Against
uh,
his club.
yeah, against his new club,
Yeah,
in his what will be his last game for his former club was. I mean, the football just does things like that. You can't make
yeah.
that
I
write
I
that stuff.
think for you as a Chelsea fan, everything that you would want to happen happen. Chelsea
Mm-hmm.
win, Esteval goal and performance. Like it
Mm-hmm.
just, I'm sure that was a perfect game for you.
Yeah, and then just to focus on the goals, and we'll move
Hmm.
efficiently through this. I believe there's a. I mean, you actually, I don't want to. It's not a believe fact. So that was a deflection that Gusto kind of
Hmm.
um, put towards the goal. I just was really happy to see that go in.
Yeah, for
It's a
him, right?
huge relief for Gusto. He's been
Yeah.
playing actually quite torrid for the past like year, I want to
Hmm.
say, and it's kind of just become a mental thing, I think, for him as well.
Yeah.
Um, so it was really really good to see him at least be involved in that goal that put us over the edge. I was getting ready for extra time. I was like, well, I guess
There
it's
we
gonna be
go.
it's gonna be one of those nights, and um, able to pip the game like that. And João Pedro, I believe, came in during that game. He did not
Yes, he
start
came
that
in.
game.
I was
Um,
surprised. I'm like, wait, he had one training session and he
yeah,
came into the game. I started the next.
all my friends were like, Why is he already playing? Like, that's kind of odd." I was like, "Why not? Like, I know what we have, and this is the same season where we started Tyreek George
Mm-hmm.
as striker. We
Pedro
started Pedro
Neto.
Neto as
Mm-hmm.
striker. So it's been bad. So I was happy to see. I didn't put that past Maresca at all to try it, and he looked aggressive. He looked sharp. He got a taste of like immediately when he came on the pitch. He had a taste
Oh yeah,
of blood, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
and
He the cameo was strong.
it was really cool to see him integrated that fast. It's something that's unique to this tournament, to
Hmm.
Club World Cup, just because of the transfer window that we have available, and the the importance of the competition. We're literally signing players and playing them. It was sad to see Thiago Silva's journey end, but was really really cool to see him again. Uh, Excuse me. What I
That's
meant to
the
say
next game.
is the next game.
Yeah.
See, my Brazilian games. Well, but at the end of that game against Palmeiras, I was like, okay, that's one Brazilian test.
The
Now
next
we've
one.
got Fluminense up on the horizon, and we'll get to that.
Yeah,
So
we'll get to that. But yeah, it was a good game. It was um I thought it was strange to see Gittins with the squad before he was announced. I'm
Yeah,
like, what are you doing there? What are
yeah,
you doing there? We'll just wait first. He was already wearing Chelsea
yeah,
attire. I'm like, this guy's not serious.
yeah. He really wants it, man. Which great to see. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to next season. There's a good vibe going on in the
Yeah.
club. So
No, honestly, again, like there will be a narrative that Chelsea hasn't like this will be their first strong test, but the teams that they've beat, the things that those teams did
mhm.
is also like impressive. Like
Yes,
Palmeiras topped their group.
yes,
Fluminense knocked out Inter.
yes.
Like these are not.
It's not our fault that
Yes, I
Inter
think
didn't, and Inter and Man
Benfica.
City,
Somebody crazy was in that their group.
their group as
Yeah,
well.
but they won their group as well, I
Hmm.
believe. So like, and I mean, me, I'm not one to like question how a team goes to the final. They are there
Right.
for a reason. So
I think the main hangup we'll hear is how the teams that we beat, which was LAFC, our group was kind of weak.
yeah,
Um,
Flamengo.
Flamengo, we didn't beat them, and you'll hear that, and you'll also hear the age old adage of oh, of course they're supposed to win this tournament. I mean, they've spent 200
No, no,
million, or
that's
for
not how
goodness
football
sakes, but
works.
yeah, and yeah, it's a we're sending. We've also sold our spine in the past two years, so
Hmm.
there's a lot of or a lot of important subtext here that makes me proud of where we're at today. So.
And yes, you just put it up. It was Bayern. They
Hmm.
topped the group with
Yeah.
Bayern in
Yes, that was a very
it.
that was actually major key alert
Yeah,
moments was us losing to Flamengo and Benfica beating Bayern.
Bayern and flip the
Whole flipped it all,
the
saved
brackets.
us a world that hurt.
Yeah. So again, I think um honestly, I think that what I'm seeing from the transfer, I mean, you can only speculate now, right? Football will shock you, but what I'm seeing from the transfer window, the pieces Chelsea are picking, Chelsea might snatch that chain from Arsenal. You know, Arsenal are trying to say like they're
Mhm.
next up. Chelsea look like again just now they look like they're ahead of schedule.
Mhm.
That's what they look like. I'll put it that way. I don't want to
Yeah.
put too much pressure and label it, but I think to me Chelsea just look like they're ahead of schedule. But and I know you've mentioned his name a couple times, but how much do you want for Moises Caicedo? How much?
Moises, it's
Just how much?
priceless. It's
No,
priceless.
just he's
No,
just talking
there's
now.
no number. There's
It's,
no there
it's
there's zero.
it's
There,
us
no,
now.
no.
Just we've done business before,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah. We've done business begrudgingly.
We've
Okay,
done business before.
begrudgingly.
What is the matter now? Like,
He's
why can't
not
we
for
do?
sale. And the thing about this new regime that everyone's been like, you know, used to talk, chat rubbish about, but now I've seen become the new norm is the length
Yes,
of contracts.
that's a good
We ready to
point.
say?
Yeah,
Yeah, like we have Joe Pedro for 8 years. Okay,
death row.
we hold all
Welcome to death
we hold
row.
all the cards there. Not only do we hold all the cards there, but we also, I mean, contract amortization. I could look. My club
Don't
was
start.
not. Yeah, my
Don't
club was
start.
not very relevant on the pitch for a couple of years. So I focused very intently on the financial part of this game that we love.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to know, I'd be happy to oblige you, but it's very important to amortize the cost of a player over a longer period of time. So,
Mhm.
and that, like I said, is becoming the new norm. So these assets that we have on such long deals, a great example would be Noni Madueke. We purchased for about around 20 mil from PSV Eindhoven. We're looking at to offload
Double
him
it or
to
something like that.
Arsenal for double. He's that's um, quick maths.
Yeah, quick maps.
So
But yeah.
anyway,
Anyway, let's go. Let's touch on the semifinals. We'll go into like other news stuff, but um, to try and move through things, because man, like I'm sure, just like you guys, we can we can talk about
yeah. Well,
so many
you give me
things.
2 games and transfer news, which I really haven't really been honed in on this
Yeah, I
week.
have a
So
couple news.
we won't even really. I'll just react to what you got.
Yeah, but how about this? We'll do like just news and transfer news. Then we'll talk semifinals. Then we'll move on with the show. So
Mm-hmm.
going to, I mean, first news. Pochettino strikes again. He loses another
Yeah,
final with the
man.
U.S. in the Gold Cup against Mexico.
There was
The,
no
f-
doubt in my
the,
mind.
the first loss Mexico U.S. has had over Mexico in something crazy like 6 years or
Yeah.
6 games, something crazy like that.
Yeah. One of my favorite managers has a quote. Uh, he wasn't describing Pochettino, but
Wenger,
yeah,
specialist in
he
failure.
knows. See, he gets it. Distant relatives. He's a specialist in failure. He listen, folks. The 1 year that he was in charge of my club, he conceded in the league in the Prem 63 goals. 63 goals. That
You know that
is
is handfold.
Chelsea's been around since it's not on the badge, but I know it. 1905. Okay, so they've been around since 1905. I think 1995 was the last time we conceded anywhere near 55 goals. This man went ahead and shipped 63. Um, he and he just doesn't get it done. And I almost feel bad for him. He's a cursed lad because sometimes he'll get the game plan right,
Yeah,
and the players just won't execute what needs to happen, like what his mind, like what he had in his tactical
yeah.
mind's eye. I think that actually happened against Mexico. I also think it's a cauldron to play. Unfortunately,
In Houston,
in Houston, yeah,
in Texas,
you're not.
you're not going to be
Yeah,
outnumbered for sure.
it's like he looked up and heard. He's just used to club football, which
Yeah.
is, oh, okay, I'm home. It should be a home. No, no, no. There's America doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And the Mexican fans, Altre fans travel well, no matter the even though this is Mexico's worst team
In a while, in a hot while.
since. So it's really yeah. Anyway, that's another thing I could talk about. Poch. Um, yeah, I was rooting for him to win, but I knew what awaited him
Yeah.
without Tim without Wea, without Pulisic,
Pulisic,
without McKenny.
Folari,
Mhm.
or like
Yeah,
it was a yeah. I mean, it was a tall order to be
yeah,
fair. It was a tall
exactly.
order. But yeah, so congrats to the Mexican national team for their back-to-back Gold Cup
Mm,
victories.
mm,
Um,
I
yeah,
believe so.
back-to-back Gold Cup victories.
We don't really usually win the Gold Cup and we always are like, we don't even really care about it. Like that's typically our excuse.
Well, that's your continental title. Why don't you care about it?
Yeah, well, I think there's there's another cup. There's a couple of cups in the like for
Yeah.
the USMT to win. I don't think Gold Cup is on the top tier. It's kind of like on the.
What would you say is
I believe it's the Confederation. No,
CONCACAF? What
I think it's not the Confederation Cup. It's something else.
nation? It's not definitely not nation.
No, there's one other cup that the USMT prioritizes. Um, it might be the CONCACAF Cup.
I think they're the same thing.
Yeah.
The Gold Cup is like the Nations League. The Cup of Nations for North America.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, um, I think they definitely prioritize that, but I think the A team just decided that they don't want to play this year because of probably. I mean, a lot of them like McKenny was with Juve in the World Cup. So
Hmm.
was Tim Ware.
There was a lot of like just fatigue
Yeah,
in a lot of matches played by their top their European talent. So
yeah, for sure.
I do get it. But
No, I don't know. I know like when um Portugal won the Nations League. I know because we're in Atlanta, we're in America,
Mhm.
so the coverage, the pundits were Landon Donovan, Alexi Lalas, those guys,
Mhm.
and I remember like Landon Donovan seeing Ronaldo celebrating tears for winning his second Nations League, and he was pissed. Like, look at a 40-year-old achieved man, still happy to represent his country,
In the
and he
nations,
flipped it
yeah,
to the US. I'm like, dude, this is a European title.
yeah,
But yeah, he was He was mad. Yeah, CONCACAF World Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
think
it is the
it's
Gold Cup.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, congrats to Mexico, like we said. If you find it, you can bring it up again.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Leon appealed their
Yeah, I
thing, and
saw
they're
that. I
staying
saw that.
in Ligue 1. So congrats to Leon. Looking forward to seeing them in top flight European football. Uh, this brings me so much joy on a dark day. Nico Williams resigns with Bilbao.
Hate,
I
hatred, hatred runs deep, and I get that. Were you more concerned, or you just more of like
was
a
concerned.
okay, okay. It's not like a haha, y'all are screwed.
No,
More so you're like
it's
if
a
we get
relief. I'm not laughing. I'm not. First of all, I'm not. This is not a ha ha ha
okay.
Barcelona thing. This is thank
Yeah,
God.
we almost gave them the last
Yeah,
Infinity Stone.
Infinity Stone. No, no, no. I said it in the episode that you weren't here. There was a bit that I did about Nico Williams. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm hating on this.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that
I mean, Barcelona is Barcelona.
yeah, I mean, I think from what Fabrizio reported, he said that the breakdown with the negotiations was Nico's camp wanted something in writing that they'd be able to register him.
Yeah,
Barcelona were like, nah, just you have to just trust us, bro.
yeah,
Just like Danny Olmo trusted us.
yeah, they wanted just trust us, bro, and then they also wanted, I think Nico wanted assurances that if that case were to happen, he would have
He can
levers.
walk out. Yeah,
Yeah, they're so fond of levers. He was like, "Let me have one of those, like just in case things go belly up,
yeah,
I can go, I can walk, and take care of myself." Because truth be told, Danny Olmo was almost looking at a serious problem.
yeah. And I think it affected his season because
Of
his
course
season
it
was so
did.
stop start.
Of course it did.
Yeah,
It's an embarrassing thing to be a part of.
yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway, yeah, I'm happy, Sha.
mhm.
Whatever, however it happened is not my
Mhm.
business. Barcelona are
It
already
is
strong enough.
it is shameless by Nico. I think he did want to go. Personally, I do really think he did want to go, but I do also think players use clubs oftentimes to try and finesse larger contracts, and that's something that I think Nico did twice at Atleti Bilbao. The first time that Barcelona came for him, he was able to get on the contract that he's on right, or that he was on before, which was stupid money, which prevented him from getting like it prevented Premier League teams from coming, or anybody actually really thinking and counting up their money before they make the offer to Bilbao. But yeah, this time around he did it again. He's worked for Barcelona. He followed people on social media, um, pictures with all them and all that stuff, only to sign a it's like a 10-year deal, something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
So something crazy. I think he has the longest contract right now going on. Like, yeah, he has the
Jesus.
longest. I think his contract expires in 10 years. Next is Haaland in 9 years.
Oh my god. Yeah, so he's locked in.
So you have to come. You have to come with serious fees if you want to collect him.
Yeah.
But speaking of Barca, now they're interested in Luis Diaz. I hear.
Yeah, Luis Diaz, uh, again, hearts out to Jota, and but I think critically thinking, the ramification of what that's going to do
Yeah,
to Liverpool,
yeah,
in terms of their sales, I think is kind of I've heard Nunez might stay.
yeah,
I've heard it's Jota, or excuse me, Luis Diaz. If the price is right and Barca can pay, by all means, I think Liverpool's looking to make some money this window, to kind of offset their incomings, um, their incoming players. But yeah, I'm curious to see if players like um, Diaz and Nunez are allowed to leave.
yeah. I think it changes everything.
Yeah,
I think it changes everything.
because yeah, I mean he was what a player for them, and when healthy, you would back him over the two that I just mentioned in terms of consistency. So um, yeah, we'll see. There's
Yeah, we'll see. There's one that there's one I want you to kind of talk about, but
Mm,
before I get there, obviously Chelsea has confirmed Gittins, which is we saw him like we said before before it was even a an official thing. We saw him,
mhm.
hanging out with the lads already. So
Yeah,
no surprise there. Surprise, surprise.
yeah, man. Yeah, I'm happy to see him. Uh, Gittins kind of it kind of spells out two things for me, or three things actually. Just because Chelsea is a chaotic club, you've got Noni Madueke on the way out. You've got Jaden Sancho, who was we said no to after a successful season, who's essentially Bino Gittins, but further along in his progression. But it was all about the piece that he was on, the wages. He wasn't willing to haggle with us.
Who I mean, 300.
Yeah, he's willing to.
You pay me my money,
Yeah,
whoever it is, I don't care.
yeah,
Pay me my 300. I
exactly. So Bino Gittins we're happy to have, and then obviously Misha Modric. What's a failed experiment there? This kind of this kind of just is curtains on. We knew Misha's done based off of the banning or the ruling, and then obviously him giving or Palmer getting the number. Um, but yeah, just a chaotic uh, off season on that wing. But I think I'm very excited about Bino Gittins. He's a very penetrative player. His last season at Dortmund, they referred to him as the key or the catalyst of
Yeah.
their team.
Yeah, I remember him. He had the crazy Champions League run. I don't know
Mm,
if you remember. He had some nice
mhm.
goals in big
kept them
games.
kept
Yeah,
them
yeah,
above water there for
yeah,
sure, and
for
was
sure.
relevant longer than they should have because they didn't really have a great season.
Nope.
Um,
Him and Garassi, who we saw live.
Garasi, yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually want to keep Chukwuemeka, which
Hmm.
is I think on loan or like an option to buy type of thing. I kind of want to say that did he feature against Real Madrid? Carney? Maybe he subbed on. I think I remember
Yes.
seeing
Yes,
his
he
little
did.
his Mendem FC hair
Yeah.
out there. I did remember seeing him.
Yes.
He's a player as well. He just needs to find a home. So and development, and that's where you can. I mean, Dortmund's a place for
Dortmund is
that.
the place to go to
Yeah.
develop, right?
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Um. I think we spoke. I know we didn't speak about this before the recording, but Rodrigo did not smell the pitch today. Played like 3 minutes last game, and apart from the apart from the first game and the quarterfinals, he had no minutes.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
okay, against Salzburg he had minutes as well, but like the way he's being used in this tournament is like hurts my feelings, man. He's gone. I think he's gone. And Arsenal and PSG are interested. I think for him, where he'll play more and like develop more and become more of a star will be Arsenal. But PSG is also a great option, of course.
Yeah, I think PSG is more likely an option just because of the business that Chelsea is doing with Arsenal for Madueke. I think you think Rodrigo. I don't see Arsenal being able to afford two wingers in the same window.
Yeah,
Even though Rodrigo has versatility in that front line,
yeah,
do they still employ Gabby Jesus? Obviously, has a completely different end of or he's at the end of the his rope or his career, closer to the end of his career than Rodrigo, but it's kind of like the same thing. You got Martinelli there as well, I believe, still. So I'd be shocked to see Arsenal.
yeah. You're right because you mentioned all these players, right? They have
Mm,
all these players, and they don't have any sellable assets. They
No,
don't have anybody to
they're
sell to
yeah,
make some money or make some room.
not really, not really. And they kind of need everybody they have, and if they have somebody that they don't need, they're as you mentioned not very marketable. It's like like for example, with this Madueke conversation, I think Ethan
One way,
Youngway
one way.
is playing hard to he's playing hardball with Arsenal. He wants a new contract because he balled out last year, and they are kind of refusing to match his demands, from what I understand, from what I've heard. So we asked Arsenal, like, how much is Ethan? And they were like, obviously not keen about it, but you know, the players they have, like Nunwary,
One need.
yeah, and
Shout out to my Igbo brother.
yeah, and Lewis Skelly.
Lewis
They're
Kelly got his contract
yeah, yes, he did. But those are assets that they're not really willing to
to sell.
part
Yeah,
with,
yeah,
or but those are the players that
yeah.
any other
Pretty much.
club is like, oh well, hold on, we're not asking. We're
Yeah.
looking. You think we're asking about Kai or any of those players? You can keep all of that, like except for Saliba.
Of
But
course.
again, they're not willing to get rid of him or sell him for any price. So yeah, they. I don't know if they can afford Rodrigo. I think PSG's probably the way they're playing is probably. I'm sure he was looking today and was like, "Damn, son, like like this would be fun to be a part of."
To be a part of.
Chelsea has been associated with him for some time. Has been interested.
I
I
actually
just,
think Chelsea would have been perfect.
I don't know any like the thing about this Club World Cup is we're focusing on incomings and we're focusing on the pitch. We have a lot of outgoings. I was texting Tolu earlier. I think we have about 100 million in like credible player sales across Nani Madueke for 50 million, Renato Viega, who really wants to leave, Christopher Nkunku, who's getting interest from Bayern Munich now that Jamal Musiala has gone down. And you also have Jordi Petrovic, who's essentially handed in his transfer request after we publicly failed in our pursuit of Mike Magnan. So we have about 100 million on the way out. But in addition to that, those 4 or 5 players that I mentioned, there's several more outgoings that need to occur. And the thing about buying all these young, attractive players for other clubs is we might, last month I was thinking Madueke was a part of Project 2030. I thought he was a part. We're going to develop him. Yeah. I was proud of his development, but the thing is, like, you can't really get too attached. Too attached.
I'm attached to Rodrigo. I'm struggling. Like you can see the Ozil Snyder written all over it, but it's just hard to accept.
When you lose a player before or during their prime, it hits different. The first time it hit me, the first time I experienced that, and I you could probably ask Tolu about my experience, like just out like third party looking. Who am I going to say?
During their prime?
Yeah.
Did you sell him to me?
No. Think further back. Who's the first player? I'll give you 3 seconds because we don't even got all night.
Yeah. Who's the first player during their prime? Give me a time period.
That I lost. Chelsea lost. That would have pained me like I lost like my sunglasses. KDB? No, sir. What? I didn't really know him.
Oh, you mean like in his prime
yes,
for Chelsea?
Sir. Who did we sell? We sold KDB because somebody was playing like a magician.
How's that?
It was Juan Mata.
Oh, Juan Mata.
Juan Mata came in. Jose came back in. He just didn't get on with the manager, and we sold him, and it hurt me bad.
Yeah,
I used to read Juan Mata wrote a blog. Okay, after every game, I used to read every blog post. I really, really fancied this player.
Yeah, and he seemed like he loved the club.
Oh, he's a delightful player of the year, 2 years in a row. I mean, we adored him. We adored him, and it pained me seriously when we parted ways with him. So when we had to, my biggest fear was, what's he gonna go do somewhere else? And I think that's what you always think when you lose a Rodrigo or not like a KDB before. Like, we didn't really know him like that. Rodrigo was a very important part of your success, or a part of your success recently.
Miracle boy. 1% chance.
So, yeah. But anyway, that was a tangent.
Yeah, crazy. But I'm going to run through a couple of line items, but there's 2 I really want us to spend a little time on before we take a break and go into the semifinals.
Yeah.
Number 1, let me run through the line items. Number 1, I know we spoke about it a couple weeks now, but Mohamed Kudus is close to Spurs, which is I think good for both parties.
Yeah, I heard that here we go today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be good for Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sad because I would have liked to have seen Kudus because we were like second, and I think
Yeah.
last week he said he wanted Spurs and only Spurs. Um, I don't know why you would ever want Spurs over Chelsea. I mean, why?
Ask
Why?
William
I
how successful that was
uh
when he choose.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Every player that anyway. Well, but
Just don't
I
go there.
won't go
Don't
there.
go there.
But I get it because I did hear like Sonny might not be coming back, or you and I could probably both admit that Sonny's last season wasn't his best
No,
season.
it wasn't.
He might be on the decline. You
Yeah.
get a player like Kudus who can. I'm not saying it's a like for like replacement,
No, it's
but
different.
yeah,
Really.
but electric, creative, can do whatever he wants on a pitch on his day. So exciting player for Thomas Frank and yeah, Spurs. I said this months ago, maybe on the pod or before the pod. I think they have a very young team and they have a good team, a good spine. There's good
And a good
bones,
good manager
and
too,
now they
man.
have a good. No shade to Ange, but now they have a Premier League manager in Thomas Frank. So Spurs should be not horrible. They shouldn't be in the doldrums of
No, no,
the
not 17th. Not
teens.
17th. No, not 17th.
Impossible.
I'll run through the rest, but stop at some Chelsea news that I want you to dive deep in. But Chesney extended his deal with Barca for 2 more years. He went from retirement to picking up 4 trophies in one season and extended for 2 more years. But Barca signed another goalie from Espanyol, which is crazy.
Disrespectful
Crazy.
to Ter
So
Stegen. Disrespectful.
crazy because it's like they signed him right after, or they linked him right after Barca beat Espanyol, their rivals, their city
Mm.
rivals, to win the league, and they signed
Mm.
him like
Right
soon after.
after,
So
just
that's
to,
crazy.
yeah.
Um, Anthony Elanga looks like he's going to Newcastle, so that's a very good signing for them. I mean, they wanted Brian Mbeumo.
They've had 5 players say no to them. So I mean, this is for all the fellas out there who are single. If you go to a bar and the first 5 people say no, all it takes is that 6th ask. Somebody's gonna say
Somebody's
yes.
gonna say yes. Yeah.
And Anthony Linga, welcome to Newcastle.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if it follows through.
Mm.
Sidebar: Davide Ancelotti. You know, this is my cousin. Davide Ancelotti got his first head coach job at Botafogo, so
Oh.
that's good for him. Congrats to Davide. Again, I think we both kind of committed to at least follow South American football even more. So we'll probably be giving you gist from there.
Angelotti, also
You done?
Don Carlo went ahead and fulfilled his Spanish rite of passage by
By getting
getting busted for
for
tax
tax
evasion.
evasion, everybody gets
Yeah,
busted.
it
Yeah,
happens to anybody who balls out in Spain because apparently taxes are crazy there.
yeah,
1 year sentence, which means you don't have to serve any jail time in
yeah,
Spain.
yeah,
Quite Keely, so
yeah. Luckily, yeah.
yeah, he joins a great
List of
long
names.
group of legends.
Yep, yep. It's a badge of honor almost. Um, Gyökeres looks like he's going to Arsenal. The rumor has it that he even dumped his girlfriend because he was trying to move to Arsenal. He lowered his pay, everything.
Yeah,
That's, I mean, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, you look at players like there's a lot. I mean, why am I shocked? Right? Strikers are divas. Nothing has changed,
Yeah,
and their agents are money grubbing. As they've always been. Rest in peace to Mino or Iola, but the game is it's still the game.
yeah,
Is in the sense that players like Ugo Ekitike and players like Victor Gyökeres are being sold for king's ransoms. You know, I think the Gyökeres is the sporting director at Sporting has been like, you're not going for the price that you think you're
yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah.
You
He's
know,
like, yeah,
and
he has refused to turn up for training and
yeah,
stuff like
it's
that.
getting bad. It's gonna get bad.
Yeah,
And he's forcing his way out. And Ekitike, I think the price for that for it is He's slapped on his north of 100 million.
For
For
extra.
what? For what? So it's brutal out there. Um, my manager loves wingers, and I think we've got two good strikers. So really that are lower profile, um, which
Yeah,
I think is honestly is the move. I get worried when you shell out 100 million.
80, 100 for
I
yeah.
mean,
The pressure off the gate is just like
it's just
too
immense
much.
pressure,
Yeah,
immense pressure. So
it's too
yeah,
much. We'll see. We'll see if he does land in Arsenal.
yeah,
But United are linked to Dominic Calvin-Lewin.
it's again another
Wait,
bar
just,
situation.
just just let that sink in. Manchester United
Mhm.
need a striker, and they're left with Dominic Calvin. No
Yeah,
disrespect, but
well,
he's
yeah.
not like when you think of Manchester United, you don't think they will be going after a striker
I mean,
like that.
I I think this is their level. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I know, I know.
I
No, no,
mean,
no, no, no. Don't get don't. Okay, let me
well,
rephrase
yeah.
this.
Well, I mean, like,
Let me
no
rephrase this
shade to
to either of them.
no. I want to just take you back real quick to the strikers that stick out to me of recent memory. Um, Starting with Odion
Igalo.
Igalo, wasn't like that. I was like, I mean, I was happy to see him there, but we're talking about Manchester United now.
Yeah.
We're talking about the position that Wayne Rooney, Eric Cantona, these Ruud van Nistelrooy occupied. So Odion Gallo, okay. We're talking
Old.
we're talking Wout Weghorst, okay. Am I wrong?
I forgot
I
about it.
didn't forget. I didn't forget.
Oh man, I forgot about Val.
I didn't forget. So that's what we're dealing. And then now we've got. I mean, Rasmus is. He was promising. Confidence is everything in football, so I'm not going to poke fun at somebody. I think there's a player in there.
I think
I think
so
he's
too.
just been confidence, as I said.
I think so too.
But yeah, this window, Liam Delap, as a consequence of not winning the Europa League, we said that live.
Yes.
Um, and then Gyökeres, I thought would maybe get a connection there with
I'm
Amarin, but it's no Champions League football, no Europe at all is a death sentence for a club of that caliber. Players are just not willing to do that. And if you are, you're going to pay above the odds, which Manchester United is tired of doing. Um, and yeah, so it leaves you with the Dominic Calvert-Lewins until you can get Brian. You can't even get Brian and Mbeumo over the line.
Oh
Um,
right, that's not even done.
we talked about that a month ago.
Yeah, that's not even done.
I feel silly because I was like, oh, there we land. It's done. I think the only one that they have announced
Cunha.
is Cunha, which is a
I,
good
and
signing.
it took Rashford's shirt.
Yeah, you took Rashi's shirt. It's a good signing, and I won't say anything because Wolves, right?
Yeah,
So I mean, Wolves gave us Pedro Neto. They gave us
they produced
Diego
Diego Jota
Jota.
too. Yeah, Raul
And
Jimenez is
yeah,
there. Ruben Neves.
yeah, and then you look at I mean, in the vein of Brazilian young forwards, you're looking at João Pedro, which you know obviously that's a different club, but same national,
Yeah.
ilk. So hopefully there's they purchased as wisely as we did there, but it's different times for the club for Man United.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I just like this. I mean, is I think that is a very big reality check. Like, okay, this is where we are now. Let's start from here.
Zero, yeah, zero pull.
Yeah, zero back. But lastly, I wanted us to talk on the fines that some clubs got, including you guys. I think it was. I'm trying to remember. It was Benfica. No, not Benfica. Barcelona got 15M fine. Lyon got 12. Aston Villa, Roma, and Chelsea got the most.
Mhm. Yeah, so this is something that we've been pretty upfront about, if I'm not mistaken. This has originated from, I believe, uh, the Abramovich era um, business operations. To put it quite short and succinctly, oftentimes with Abramovich, there was a bag man. So in sports, and where there might be, you might pay the agent, and then the agent might have like a on the side
Assistant
addition,
agent.
yeah, assistant agent, or in a offshore account where taxes don't exist. So um, if anything, might have been a transfer to during that era that we were like, yo, how the heck did Chelsea maybe get that over
The
that
line,
player?
yeah. Yeah.
I think one of those we talked about William just a moment ago. The transfer from oh Jesus,
Shakhtar?
Shakhtar, yeah. Was it Shakhtar or no, Shakhtar? Yeah,
Shakhtar, yeah.
Shakhtar. That transfer specifically, there's like some money was given to people incorrectly, but not to make light of that
You see
situation.
this table
Yeah,
on that
under it.
age?
So not to make light of that situation, and obviously William had a huge impact for our club, and it became a legend. So not to make light
Cult
of,
hero,
yeah,
yeah.
not to make light, yeah, cult hero is a better word. Not to make light of that situation, when our new manager or new owners came through, very transparent about that. I believe we paid. Um, I want to say we paid. I could be mistaken. I think we might have paid the prem, but UEFA essentially, we've been very cooperative. We showed them our books, that type of thing, very transparent. Whereas some clubs, Manchester City, refuse to show their books.
You just stop there. Some clubs,
Yeah,
Manchester City.
been very cooperative, and as such, they gave us a ban, or excuse me, not a ban. Woo, Jesus Christ! No,
Don't.
yeah, let me just not. Instead of a ban, they slapped us with a 20M fee that could rise to more if they find more irregularities or anything like that. I think it could rise to about 107 million, which is sizable. But
Hey man, go and win the Club World Cup
yeah,
and
we're already at
just give them the purse.
yeah, we're already at 100 million for the Club World Cup, and yeah, like I said, this is how we're doing business moving forward. We have been doing business like this above water, um, since this new era has started, and that's all you can really ask for is
Transparency, yeah.
transparency, cooperation, um, and all that jazz. So yeah, hopefully everything goes well. This is sins of the past. So
These sins of the past. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, there's no more sins that gets uncovered.
mhm.
Nothing bad happens. But yeah, would I guess take a break? Then we'll talk the two semifinals because there's a lot to cover there. And then we'll finish the show with our goal of the week, game player of the week, and the upcoming fixture, which will be the final of the World Cup that I am not in.
Much you.
So bad. Welcome back. I was dreading the spots of having to do a what's the word postmortem,
Post-mortem and autopsy,
an autopsy
forensic analysis.
of of the of the remains of Real Madrid after
State of the Union.
the PSG humiliation. But let's start with Chelsea first, should we? Chelsea, Palmeiras,
My little club from Southwest London. Yeah.
Fluminense. I said Palmeiras, Fluminense. Excuse
It's
me.
all right. It's all right.
The young G's versus the OGs.
Yeah, man.
And I think it showed.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say this before you go in. I said it already. Moises Caicedo is
Yeah, man. Moises was out last game against Palmeiras. Came back against Fluminense. Showed the world the larger audience now because it's a little bit it's quarterfinals. Excuse me, semifinals. And yeah, it was just a
he was a
vintage
bully, man.
Moises like
He was a bully.
performance. Men against old men against
Young men.
young men.
Able men. How about
Yeah.
that?
And yeah, just looking at the lineup of Fluminense, Fluminense,
Fluminense.
I think they have 5 players over the age of 30, and then 2 players over the age of 40. One was the goalie, so and the other one is O Monstro, Thiago Silva,
Thiago
which I will never
Silva.
say anything poor about. You just look at the Sofa score,
Hmm.
match ratings for the game. Still lost two. They lost 2-0. It's still 7.6 on the
Yeah, he had
rating.
a clearance, like also
Of
going to
course
his
he
goal.
did.
Yeah,
Thing about it is he doesn't run for what he
yeah,
has to do. He's just there.
yeah. It's just intelligence, game
Um,
knowledge,
Great game.
ball IQ.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Great game to watch. Um, early on, early on, we were active. We were all over them. Um, I was one of the things that I was worried about was that our possession would yield no real dividends. But this was the first full debut of our striker, João Pedro, who we just acquired from Brighton for I think about 50 million.
Yeah, 40 or 50. Yeah,
Send them more.
yeah. Already.
It wasn't enough. This guy, I mean, is nuts.
Yeah,
Nuts.
two. I mean, how many training sessions and he produced those one nice cameo performance and one
He was on the beach with his personal trainer,
bruh.
and we called him, and he completely changed the complexion. Can you imagine the dire situation if we were, how anxious I would have been if Nico Jackson
Hmm.
was who we were looking to this game because
Yeah,
we were missing
the
the
lap.
lap for cards accumulation. We're also missing Levi Colo, but to be relying on just Nico Jackson would have been terrible. And João Pedro first real look at goal. I think he might have had one more before that. Um, I mean, it's a deflection off of I think a
Neto
defender.
cross.
Neto
Yeah,
crosses it in.
yeah.
Defender tries to cross to clear it, I believe, and João Pedro doesn't even think about it. Really, just
Just
places it.
set up,
Yeah,
bang.
just full of confidence, brimming, overflowing with confidence, playing his boyhood club. He's an academy player for
Yeah.
Fluminense.
Oh, I think
Um,
from 10, age 10 to
mhm.
he was there from 10 to 18.
Yeah, so obviously full of brimming with emotion about the game. Scores a rocket and obviously does the age old. I'm not celebrating celebration.
Did you? Yeah, I was gonna. Speaking of the celebration, I don't know if you noticed his first goal. He like that goal was so good. He was running off to celebrate. He had to catch himself.
Yeah, of course, of course.
He had to catch himself. Like,
Mhm.
oh wait, hang on.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, and I mean everybody's face, Pedro Neto's face, Enzo's face, Enzo Fernandez, everybody was shocked because it was we've been starving, brother. We've been starving with side nettings and just complete wide open goals just being missed. Starved for that. So to somebody does that moment of madness off of a deflection like that, yeah, hit like crack rock in the 80s. The game kept going. There was a moment that really scared me, where forgive me, I don't know Fluminense, the player by name, who
Okay.
had a goal or had a shot on goal
Oh,
that
that
Cucurella had a goal
it
line
was the
clearance.
Colombian Arias.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's the yeah.
yeah,
That's the lad.
yeah.
Uh-huh. But that was a moment where I held my breath because I knew that they didn't. You don't just sleepwalk your way to a
Yeah,
semifinal of a
John
competition.
Arias. Hmm.
You don't sleepwalk your way to a semifinal of a competition. They started to try and peg back and fight back. That was a near goal. Cucurella, he's been doing a madness for the past year and some change now. Bailed out Rob Sanchez in that moment, just had his back and was able to clear that off the line, um, keeping the game 1-0. And I believe we went into the half. We went into the half 1-0. I
Yeah,
felt confident. Felt like the game was in control.
yeah. It was
Um,
one of those 1-0 where it's like it was as comfortable as a 1-0 could be in the first half.
Yeah,
for sure.
there's definitely a difference in level. I felt at that point,
And energy and legs.
and just matchup. It was just a matchup that we can exploit if we had more time and a little bit more, like just some marching orders. Came out second half, you know, asking several questions. I also want to just. I would be remiss not to mention how incredible of a tournament Pedro Neto's had.
Facts.
If, knock on wood, we go all the way and we win the finals, he should be player of the tournament. I think he has the most. He scored the last 2 games. He has not scored, but before that, he had scored in almost every game. Scored or assisted in every game that we had played in. I think if you look at his goal tally for the tournament,
I think he has 3. He had 1 in each of the first 3 appearances, but he hasn't scored in the last 2.
Yeah.
So I think he has 3. I think you bring up a good shout of who would be player of the tournament, because I'm thinking of maybe Fabian Ruiz or Vitinha will probably lead that. But yeah, so Gonzalo Garcia, yeah, so Pedro Neto has 3. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe Fabian. I think it'll be one of those PSG midfielders that will win that thing. But you're right. If Pedro Neto
say he scores
and they win it,
or
strong shout.
Yeah, I think he's a strong shout. I think obviously, or I'm not gonna blame anything, but I think if he with a head or the focus mind going into the final, I think if he drops the game, I think he's capable of. He could easily be player of the tournament. But
yeah,
specific to the game, Neto was dangerous throughout the entire game. But again, I think again on the counter attack, Chelsea got a counter attack around the 55th minute. I want to say Enzo passed the ball straight to João Pedro.
You mean for his goal?
Yeah,
it was Enzo. It was a nice little outside the pass, outside the first pass,
around like half pitch.
Yeah,
breakaway type of goal. And João Pedro could have passed.
Yeah, it was like 4v2.
Yeah, he could have passed.
Like, nope.
He could have looked at the ball and been like tried to get his feet together, which I've seen.
Nico Jackson did.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly the bullshit I'm talking about. Well, I'm not sure about this, guys. Bullshit. Excuse me, I don't want to get demonetized, but he was confident, just lashed the ball, and it rappled off of the top.
Oh my god! That was the bar. It was a good ball.
Just emphatic. What does he do again? I don't.
Such a shame that you score goals like that,
and you can't really say. So cold. At that point, and I told you, they could have scored another goal, but I felt like I didn't see another goal coming. If anything, I saw us rotating on somebody hungry who is trying to play in the final.
Honestly,
but what we did is we rotated on Madueke, who's not right in the head right now because he's already agreed to personal terms, and we kind of saw the game out for lack of a better word in the 60th minute exactly. So I think João Pedro scored 56th minute. In the 60th minute exactly, we brought on Nico Jackson, and I could sniff, smell the fear. Because you watch something like that happen. It's like, I mean,
he's seen it 2 times in one tournament.
Yeah, one tournament.
2 people trying to take his shirt.
Yeah, I work a corporate job. We just hired somebody a month ago. I've been there 2.5 years. All right. Yeah. And that person we just hired a month ago, if that person started doing better than me, how would that make you
Yeah,
feel? Like
like
I would be
whoa,
like,
slow down, whoa, whoa,
I'd
whoa.
start showing up at 6:30. I'd start. I'd leave at 5. And that's what we saw from Nico. Just a he was like, when I he wasn't comfortable. He was trying to
Yeah,
prove and endear himself
yeah.
and fix things. When I'm not saying you don't need to be engaged as a striker, but there has to be an organic,
Controlled.
controlled,
Yeah,
measured
measured. Yep, that's the word.
approach to it all, and he lacks the composure.
Yeah,
It
I
was
mean, I
a
felt bad for him though because you could see, like, apart from that crazy stuff that he did instead of
yeah,
passing the ball,
yeah,
the thing you always
link.
yeah, his link up play is very good. He's very aggressive, very fast, very good with the ball to his feet, back to goal or running at you. Like, he has some very very strong qualities that I think would be useful for Chelsea, but I think he's playing himself out of favor, and
Mhm.
I hope maybe he needs a break. Maybe after, like, yeah, you guys play the final, maybe that break to just reset and come back, and because
Yeah.
he can play off the left, like we've said.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Yeah, he needs a break, for sure. We need a break as well from him. I think that would do everybody a world of good. Because I mean, I don't like the animosity. Um, it's funny, like beginning of last year. I won't talk too much. I promise. Beginning of last year, that whole John Obi Mikel row came out,
Yeah, yeah,
bubbled up, where he's like, shut your mouth. We're playing. I'm playing for. I'm dying for
yeah,
Africa or whatever. So I want to support an African player.
yeah,
I'm not trying to tear my brother down,
yeah.
but at the same time, so I'm trying. I have like a little bit of empathy for him, and I also have empathy for the fact that there were like maybe 2 months, if not longer, where Chelsea simply did not have another alternative. So,
He got comfortable.
yeah, we got comfortable, and we forced him to play striker, which is not his natural position, at the top level of football. So that is something I have a little bit of empathy for, but these tap ins, there was a tap in his cameo against Fluminense, and he missed it. And Cole was furious.
Yeah,
Everybody was furious, especially juxtaposed with the two things that we just saw from João Pedro. So
in the same game,
I mean, it you can't do
it's
the little
poetic.
you can't do the little like strong things that Delap does in the box,
Yeah,
and you can't score the outside
the
of the box
technical.
bangers.
Yeah,
What do you? I mean, like I said, you need to take a long look inward, um, and improve in the next three. After this Club World Cup, maybe you shouldn't take time off. Maybe you should stay at Cobham, like and really, I don't know. I'm rooting for you, but
I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. I think he's just. I mean, again, he's young too, so like he was too overzealous, and in both times, one got him sent off, the other he made a bad decision. Um, the only thing I wanted to talk about Chelsea, the Chelsea Fluminense game. Yes, it's Fluminense. Um, when I say yes, it's Fluminense, I say that with respect to their age and Chelsea being younger. So the legs were there, but I was very, very impressed with Maresca because he played differently again. He played like the freedom and responsibility he gave Nkunku and Cole Palmer
mm,
were the key, I think, to that unlocked the whole thing. Obviously, Moises Enzo, by the way, is quietly having a very good 6 months, like
yeah,
quietly. But I think that I Enzo got it right. And when I say Enzo, I mean Maresca
mm,
got it right that Chelsea was going to have more of the ball. And first of all, Nkunku and Cole impressed me off the ball,
mm,
but on the ball, their decision making in terms of on the ball when Chelsea's on the ball, them off the ball, where the positions that they picked up
yeah,
showed a lot of ball IQ there.
yeah,
And again, I just credit Maresca for that. I think in the final, obviously he's not going to do that.
mm,
I think it will be Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandes, and maybe a Latvia or what's the
Yeah.
other guy, Andre Santos or
Yeah,
somebody in the
I've
midfield.
been seeing a lot of Lavia love, just
No.
because he's what was I telling you? He's press resistant. He's
Hmm.
very press resistant, and I think PSG, um, at their best, dominate a midfield.
Yeah.
Whether that be passing the ball around you or picking the ball off of you.
Yeah.
Lavia's presence is something we could definitely benefit from.
For sure.
Uh,
For sure. But so again, I think I mean, with the final, obviously PSG will be favorites. I think I do like the matchup with Chelsea. I think Chelsea should like be a tough team to play in that final. I think if he play, in my opinion, is if he
mm,
plays Latvia or Santos, I'll still lean Latvia. Latvia, um, Moises and Enzo, and he plays Jao Pedro to start, and he plays Cole Palmer off the right and Pedro Neto off the left. I think that front six should play. I
mm,
think that front six will match up well against PSG because I'll get into it in a moment with Madrid, but PSG, you see midfield three on paper, but there are really like six of them mugs in the midfield. Like
yeah,
Dembele will come in, Hakimi will join in. Like
they're terrorists.
it's not fair. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be allowed.
yeah.
It's not fair.
It's
But yeah. So
we're gonna have our hands full. I do think it's gonna be a good matchup. For any bettors out there, $10 wins $47. If you're betting on Chelsea, I only say that to emphasize
the
how the
underdogness.
underdogness. But like that's pretty crazy. $10 wins you 47.
That's almost
Um,
5 times your
almost
money.
5 times your money, and then I think PSG alternatively, if you were to bet $17, you win $10. So they're they're favored, heavily favored. I haven't really seen disrespect like that in the final
That
before.
is so
It's kind of disrespectful, but at the same time, this is a
It's
team that is
that
beating
beat
the brakes off of
they
them.
beat Real Madrid 4-0. They beat Atletico 4-0. They beat Inter 5-0. They beat Bayern 2-0. Like
It's a massacre.
all in 2 months,
Yeah,
by the way.
when they get it right, mercy rules are in effect. They blow the whistle at 90 minutes when they
Right
get it
on the
right.
dot.
So,
Like on the dot. Speaking of,
um,
we're already talking about this game.
yeah.
I might as well
Is there anything
just
else I had to say
yeah,
about
about the
Fluminense?
Fluminense. Thiago Silva.
No, please. At the end of the game, one thing that kind
Ooh,
of bugged me.
are you
So,
talking about the tweak?
yeah, I'm talking about the tweak. So like in around the 60th minute, like we said, Jackson came on for Pedro. Okay, save energy levels, and also see what Jackson can give us. In the 75th, I think in the 70th minute, there are a few more subs. Kieran Dewsbury Hall um, came on, and then in the 84th minute for Enzo Fernandez, Andre Santos came on. I was a little bit perturbed that Maresca didn't take Moises Caicedo off earlier, just because I'm worried about, like I said earlier in the episode, about fatigue and match minutes. I know he didn't play the game prior, but I felt like the game was in hand. You take off, you know, when Steph has dropped 30 points and we're up, the Warriors are up by 15, and it's the middle of the fourth quarter. Well, yeah,
Just
sit down, sit down. Like
I,
I get, I get. That's like hindsight and whatnot, but especially in this type of tournament, 90 degrees out, um, you're hot. Just give them sub them out, because what wound up happening is towards the end of the game, twilight of the game, you know, Moises twisted his ankle very bad.
it was
It
bad,
looked bad.
and it was one of those twisted ankles where he was on his tiptoes.
Yeah,
Those ones hurt. Like
yeah.
it's not as if it was foot was halfway planted or something
Mm-mm.
like that, but it was
Yeah, the way he tackles, they call him El Pulpo. He's like, it means the octopus,
hmm.
because he like lashes his feet out like a tentacle. I know it's a weird thing to say, but it's like and he gets balls and wins tackles and challenges that he has no business winning. But it also means he gets involved in some, um, you know, in the mud, and he just lost his footing in a very key challenge late in the game. And it's a tight turnaround. That was Tuesday. We got a final on Sunday. I'm sure that ankle is swollen to high heaven. He tried to play more. Maresca said we could play with 10. He tried to play more and then wound up coming off again. He since tweeted and Instagrammed that, see you Sunday blues. They'll definitely be there. But, the body, the body comes first. And,
Yeah.
last thing I'll say about this.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to see with a player like Moises Caicedo, because I honestly think he's on the trajectory to maybe, at this age,
Come to Real Madrid.
cut the feed. At this age, he's on track to really. I mean, that just really usurped my thoughts. He's on the track to beat to surpass what N'Golo Kante did. But one of the things that N'Golo Kante suffered was he was played all the time when he was injured. He accumulated so many minutes for club and country between France and between Chelsea. Manager for both international and club could never get on the same page on when to rest him because he was so immense for both teams. I need to see this man rotated and preserved. So fingers crossed he's okay for Sunday, and it should be a good final.
Yeah, good final. I'm looking for obviously it's the final. I won't look forward to it. So, but it'll
3
be
p.m.
interesting.
3 p.m.
Yeah, 3 p.m. Sunday. It'll be interesting to see Maresca's approach. I hope he doesn't jabby it.
Yeah. These last 4 games, I think, in terms of attendance, have all been over 50,000, 60,000. So it's kind of crescendoing towards the end.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of learning that'll be done by FIFA.
Yeah.
Because of
The World Cup.
how this is done for the World Cup.
Yeah. All right, let me just get this Real Madrid demolition out the way.
Do they play today?
Huh?
Nothing. Did they play today?
Please.
Please what?
Please.
The thing about these games, last thing is why I don't feel bad about this, or why I don't want to say feel bad because I do feel bad for you, bro. But why I'm not like, oh, what's gonna happen is because Perez was in the stands, and these are types of games that when Madrid loses, they do stuff. There's actions. So there's somebody's gonna be sold and purchased, or somebody's gonna be purchased. Something's gonna happen. Like it's not gonna. Nobody's gonna sit on hands.
Yeah, they better not.
Yeah.
Something
drastic is going to occur, and that might have reverberations in the greater footballing world. So when when Real Madrid goes down, I get worried because I'm like, damn, dude, like they're not.
You're not going to take this laying down.
Something's going to happen. And the window is wide, the F open. So hide your kids, hide your wives, resign your players.
Resign your players. Don't leave them to run out their contracts because I am on the prowl for players.
They're shopping.
I'm shopping. Yeah, I'm shopping for sure. Real Madrid PSG. Real Madrid, for some reason, played with Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe, and Gonzalo Garcia as a front three against the best team in the world.
Free Rodrigo.
Okay, so Dean Heisen was suspended for this game for, again, I didn't get into it in the first half of the show, but the way we ended that Dortmund game was disappointing because of we kind of took a foot off the gas and they just pounced and it cost us Dean Heisen, and Trent got hurt the game before, so changed the obviously the personnel that we had at our disposal. But why Xabi Alonso decided to do three, like two nines and one winger, all at least two and a half of the three suck at their defensive play.
Mm.
The amount of times Due and Hakimi and Vicha Caraskelia and Nuno Mendes were 2v1 against Frank Garcia and what's his name? Frank Garcia and Valverde was criminal. Like it was so bad. The amount of breakaways that they had was so bad. It was so bad.
Last team you want to be gifting breakaways to.
So bad. Yes. Okay. First of all, Raul Asensio has had a horrible tournament, right? From giving a penalty against Al to getting sent off to the game that I was at against Pachuca to the era today. He's had a bad run of games, and to me, both him and yes, Rudiger's was also a freak accident, but both of them, because of the change in system, they didn't know, when they had the ball, they didn't know whether to clear the ball or try and build from the back. It was just new. And why Xabi Alonso would do something new against the best team in the world? Again, like I was saying earlier, like okay, Dembele started up top, Due, Pascalia, and the best midfield three in the world right now of Vitinha, Jao Gomes, Neves, Gomes is Jao Gomes, and Val Neves. I always get it confused. Val Neves and Fabian Ruiz, who obviously popped us twice. It's not just three of them because Nuno Men is coming in here. Hakimi is coming in here. Hakimi is going up top. He'll be the first person coming back. Like they are a very, very, very mobile team. Playing just Chouameni, Jude, and Arda against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With these three, Gonzalo Garcia was trying a bit to coming back, but these two marking their two center backs.
Is this how y'all lined up? Is this accurate?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Blood of Jesus.
Why would you do this? Why would you do this against the best team in the world? And this is why I was saying last week that the Carlo Ancelotti slander. I'm like, yo, relax.
Yeah.
Like, just chill on that. Again, I'm not saying this to bash Xabi Alonso or think he's a crappy manager or he won't get it right, but he better get it right because this it's not going to work. Like I was in the group chat with Temi Amufe. I kept saying like, you know who after 15 minutes 2-0 down we'll be like, nah, somebody come off. Jose Mourinho. Yo, no, just no, come off. I'm like, you need to take one of those two off. You need to take Vini or Mbappe off. You need to do it now. I kept saying it when it was just 2-0, 3-0. He made that change in the 64th minute. When we when he made the change, and we went to he brought in Luca, he brought in Brahim, he brought in Luca, Brahim, and Eder Militao, but he changed the shape where Brahim joined in the midfield, so um, it was more like, and Mbappe went wide, and actually Mbappe went in the middle. It's escaping me how we lined up, but essentially we changed the lineup to more of a balanced extra bodies in the midfield. And even though PSG will start a game on gear 6, finish the game in 25 minutes, then go back to gear 3 from the 25th minute to like the 74th minute. And when you haven't laid a punch, from the 75th minute to the 85th minute, they'll go in gear 5 and finish the game. And the last minute, they'll go back to gear 2. Like, they are bullies. You can't go banned for. Why are you going? I'm losing my cool. Okay, so it was a masterclass, and Luis Enrique showed that he was levels. I waxed lyrical about Frank Garcia this tournament because I said the system favored him because he's not a great 1v1 defender. He's not a great off the ball defender. I said all these things. And I said when he plays as a left wing back, stroke left midfield, and we play three in the back, it covers those frailties. What does Jabi Alonso do? He plays him at left back. He had a Frank Garcia game. Like he was
Mhm.
ineffective going forward, and he was constantly getting doubled by Due and Hakimi.
Mm.
Vinny is not helping him out. Jude is having to do mark somebody in midfield, run there. There's one play where Mbappe got the ball towards the right and he was doing like step overs and got and lost the ball and created a counter. One of the plethora of breakaways that they had, and Jude made it like a last ditch tackle, and he turned and he screamed. Honestly, if I was Jude, if I was Chouameni, if I was Arda, if I was Fede, halftime, I am turning the locker room upside down because especially at Vinny and Mbappe, because the lack of effort that they put was just very, very frustrating to see. This game was so easy to analyze. The PSG were heavy on pressing and got two gifts for goals, and the other two they're just focusing on Frank Garcia's side because they know there was no help on that side,
Mm.
and like twice, just long ball down the channel, come in, cut, and cross like two times. So it's so easy, straightforward to analyze. Not need to long talk it, but Xabi Alonso, I think, has obviously has a lot of learning to do. For my sake, I hope he does get it. I don't. I'm not going to be too reactive and say, "Oh, he sucks." Of course not. But I was very, very disappointed with how he approached the game, and when he got it wrong, I was very disappointed that he took that long to adjust. And I hope that he realizes that either Vinny and Mbappe do more work defensively, or you have to do something difficult that by dropping one of them. And I think that every time, the last thing I would say is over the last couple of years, I didn't really follow Bundesliga that much. I know obviously I'll keep tabs of what Bayer Leverkusen was doing when they went unbeaten, and obviously last season as well. You know, Harry Kane winning his first title and everything. But anytime every single time from the Europa League final to a big game against Bayern. Anytime I sat down to watch Jabi Alonso's Leverkusen, he did something weird. I was talking to my friend Jemo earlier today, and we were talking about it, and he was like, "Bro, I followed the Bundesliga. There was one game that he needed to win against Bayern, and he needed to win that game to keep the hopes up. And Patrick Sheik was on fire, and he benched him and played two wingers up top,
Mm.
Verts and Teller. And I'm like, yes, I remember that
Mhm.
game.
Yeah.
So again, he doesn't have obviously he's still relatively inexperienced. He doesn't have a wealth of knowledge or a wealth of things he can fall back on. So I really, really hope for everybody's sake. When I say everybody, everybody related to Madrid, including him, I really hope that he takes his learnings seriously. And I mean, personally, I don't like that this Rodrigo disrespect. I don't like it, but whatever he does, I hope that he takes this butt whooping as a lesson to never ever ever do that again. Never do that again. And that's all I have to say about this silly game.
If I may, just a few things that I noticed uh, that stick out to me rather is I remember last year after Mbappe made the move, there was a clip of Luis Enrique and Mbappe just talking
Yeah,
about the importance of
of pressing.
pressing and tracking back,
Yes,
and I think it's very poetic that
so poetic.
everything that occurred against not only against Mbappe, it kind of just it was just an archetype architect of his own downfall. He's kind of shown his like the frailties or where he uh, refuses to evolve as a player. There's a moment where you know in the Chelsea Fluminense game
Yeah,
where João Pedro. I mean, just look at this heat map.
yeah.
Did
That's
you
what
see
I'm,
that?
that's why I.
This is the forward position. He was playing right back,
That's why
tracking back.
he should start
Mhm.
in the final.
Yeah, he picked up a foul as playing as a right back. This is where the foul occurred. That's insane.
That's why. That's why. In fact,
You
you
know,
don't even need to. You don't even like. João Pedro is even going to another game.
mm,
That same game, his brother that plays on the other team, Musa,
mm,
Usman Dembele,
mm.
pull up his heat
Oh,
map.
of course, of course. Yeah, Dembele is Luis Enrique's. He created him in a lab,
Bruh.
and he's done everything that he's. That's a coach player bringing out the best of. That's that relationship to a T. So, yeah, and I don't think. I think Javi Alonso got cute. I think young managers try and do things like that. Maresca did this one of the same things against Flamengo. It wasn't as ridiculous of a lineup as this, but they will try stuff, and it's not going to come off well, and they're going to be slow to
Adjust. Yeah.
adjust and admit fault whilst it's happening.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just part of the growth process, and yeah, you know, it's a team that you don't want to
You
ever
don't.
try new stuff
Don't
on.
try them. Like, don't. That's arrogance.
There's
Like,
too many
bruh.
plot lines, too much. Everybody's got everything to play for.
Nah,
You know,
nah. I was
and
not
from
impressed.
the top down. So
I was not impressed with Jabi Alonso. So, don't get me wrong. PSG is the best team in the world. Even if we did, even if he stuck with the system and protected the midfield, chances are we still have lost that game. But don't gift wrap the victory. Don't beat yourself, and because they can do that for you. Don't do it for them. Let
mm,
them beat you. Anyway,
yeah,
do you have anything else to say? I'm pissed now.
no, you could.
I'm
You
so
can.
upset.
You
Um, I'm so upset. I've obviously, I mean, I'm a Real Madrid fan. I've seen us win everything. I've seen us lose everything in bad fashion. But when we do stuff like this, when we lose like this, it's just annoying. Like, why are you doing this? Like, obviously, it's not going to work. From the jump, when I saw that lineup, I'm like, why? Like, why would you do this? Unless he knows something I don't about Vinny and Mbappe, why would you do this? But anyway,
yeah, man. It was.
it
Yeah.
was bad. It was bad. But let's go on to happier things, just at least for you. Um, IQ finish of the week. Mbappe scored an overhead kick, but because of his performance, I'm yanking him off of every contention. I mean, I love Mbappe. Obviously, I love my team. I'm critical of them, but I'm not like I'm not going to overreact. I'm just reacting to just how they play and what they need to do better. But I think that we need to show some love to João Pedro and Esteval. I mean, you can take your pick there. João Pedro's first goal and Esteval's goal against Chelsea.
Yeah, I gotta give it
Thoughts?
to. I mean,
I honestly, Esteval's goal was
spoiled for
cool,
choice.
but I think that it was more of a Sanchez
Yeah,
silliness. So
not silly because I think the way that Esteval hit it and the velocity in which it left his foot, I don't think many goalies are gonna like have a chance there.
now his positioning was bad.
Yeah,
He was too relaxed.
I actually no. Let me say that again. I think given the the space and the window in which Esteval had to finish, he did so in a very
Do you think he
extravagant
was
way.
shooting? I think he was just smacking the ball into the box.
I mean, there's always a little bit of he was smiling like from like he was in shock that it went in.
Yeah,
So there is and he's a teenager, so it's not like oh yeah I've done that before.
yeah,
Like that was kind
exactly.
of instinctual, and then like a holy cow, when I hit it as hard as I can,
Hmm.
usually it's gonna go in. So yeah, you're right there. But by and large, yeah, I think there was a little bit of goalie error there, so I would give it to João Pedro just
Yeah.
because of the moment and the
Mhm.
magnitude
And
and the
his full
results.
debut, and
Yeah,
So let's give it to João Pedro. I support that decision. I think
both of them were insane.
both of them were insane. I think the first one, second one's a breakaway cut in. What makes the second one special is how it went in. But I think the technique and the effort to score the first was a little more difficult. So we'll go with the first.
Fair,
Fair.
yeah.
Um, Player of the week, maybe Mbappe. No, I'm just
No,
hey,
no, 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 no,
same
no.
guy, João
It's gotta
Pedro.
be JP, man.
His work rate, like Nelson was pointing out, like I think he is the modern, this new age striker. I mean, again, yes, he's had two couple games. He's not like all of a sudden world class. I think he'll still have some learning to do to get to that level. But the attributes that he has are very very strong, and the attributes of that teams want. Like he he his performance, not him. Let me not say him and this player in the same breath, so it doesn't confuse things. But I had a striker of recent. His name is Karim Benzema,
Mm.
a striker that can come into the midfield, be like creative and a striker that can set a tempo of a team, link play, and go into the box and finish. Those type of strikers is what is in vogue today, and I think João Pedro has those qualities. Again, we'll see if he's given a run of games, if he takes his chances like he has so far. But I mean, you can only go with what you've seen so far, and it looks pretty good. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just a sight for sore eyes. Kai Havertz, when he was a Chelsea player, used to celebrate clean sheets. Used to tweet after a game. Yeah, great clean sheet.
Oh man,
Used to
but
get me mad. I just don't. And now we have. I mean, the
three.
closest thing I've seen since like a Diego Costa and like a Rog, like like those types of finishes I haven't seen since
Yeah,
the
no,
top
yeah,
the
those
top
are
two
good
guys.
finishes.
But yeah, early on, it's very early. I just like the attitude in which he's playing. Um, he'll fit right in. I'm actually worried about the amount of hotheads that we have on our team. Because
That's a good point.
Nico's a hothead.
Enzo,
Enzo's a little bit of a hothead.
yeah,
He talks. He's not really
yeah,
a
with
hothead.
Tree doesn't
He'll
act.
pick up a yellow
Yeah, yeah,
for sure. Reese James is a hothead.
he is.
What are you talking? Do you remember? Do you not remember him getting sent off immediately after being healthy? Remember that at all?
Oh yeah, in the league. Yeah, yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
think he's going to start this. Uh, excuse me, that was last season. Yeah, he didn't. He started last season banned the first two games. I think.
I was thinking of this season.
Yeah.
Did he get some of this season
Yeah,
too?
he did.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. So we have a couple of hotheads on our team. It's just something, and João Pedro is definitely a hothead as well, from what I've seen the footage.
Yeah.
So you see, it's something to be cognizant of. We had a couple of issues with yellow card accumulations this year. Just a lot of chatting. And Moises is a hard tackler.
Yeah.
I think the league is learning that just because he's tackling hard and the guy's like, ow, doesn't mean it was a foul. Especially when the ball goes 30 yards
Yeah.
in the other direction, which suggests that it was clean as fuck. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, congrats to João Pedro, goal of the week, IQ finish of the week, I should call it, and IQ player of the week.
I don't think anybody's done the double.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm.
Nobody has done the double.
Mm-mm.
You're right.
Brace.
So, congrats to him. Congrats to you.
Mm.
Upcoming fixture, of course, is the final. I know I didn't clock that me and you would have met in the final, but you held up your own, and then I got smashed by the best team in the world.
Yeah,
but
football's cruel, and I think that side of the bracket was. I mean, it was always going to be tough.
Yeah, it was always going to be tough. But well, this controversial tournament has come to the final. I think it's been a very
Been
good tournament.
fantastic. Everybody
Yeah,
who's been gabbing about how bad it is, listen, like football finds a way. It always does. We've been spoiled this summer, in my opinion, to have access to a tournament that's a precursor in some way, shape, or form to what we're going to get next summer.
yeah,
Um, my club. I'm delighted that we were a part of it. I knock wood. We got one more game left. I hope we, are able. We've managed it responsibly in terms of injuries and stuff like that.
yeah.
In the approach to a new Premier League season and Champions League, we'll
And
see how it it plays out in real time with clubs that have not been a part of it,
yeah,
who are talking all types of
taking
nonsense.
holidays and stuff like that. I think you mentioned something that I want to quickly give Chelsea credit before we go. I think out of the teams that I've watched, Chelsea are the team that have effectively used their squad
Hmm.
in the tournament better than anybody else,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah, and
So,
that's something we learned in the conference league. Like
yeah.
it's just like
Yes.
you're like, okay,
Yes.
we can win, but like let's manage levels here
Yeah.
and really yeah. So we'll see. There's all the boo birds who are talking negatively about the Club World Cup are pointing towards Jamal Musiala,
Yeah.
and they're saying like this time in December in the Prem. Um, and especially since there's more Champions League games than ever. What are we going to be saying about the fitness level of Moises, Cucurella, and Cole Palmer? All these people who didn't get a break in the summer,
Yeah.
and went all the way in a tournament.
Yeah.
So
And another tournament.
and another
Both
tournament.
teams that are in the final went all the way in their European tournaments leading to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not. Yeah. So we'll see how
So
it
we'll see.
plays out. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. 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 All right. Thank you guys for listening to this
And I think we'll
episode.
win. I think we'll win.
You think you win?
No, I'm just kidding. I think there's a chance. There's a
I no, I
chance.
think I think there's a. I mean,
I think
obviously,
there's a chance.
PSG are favorites. Just
But
put it out there. But I
having
think
said
your matchup is better.
yeah, having said that, 30 million for second place, 40 million for first.
Everybody's a winner.
Everybody's a winner. Everybody's a winner.
On that note, I'll catch you guys next week. We'll see if this guy's smiling,
Come on, you blues, up the blues.
shining teeth or not. Well, let me go and curl under the bed and mourn my loss. But mourn my loss. Jabi Alonso, see what you have done to my beautiful day.